Hello again, YouTube. Well, I just got a video cut off for something in a way I've never had it get cut off on this phone. It said size limit reached. So this is just a continuation of the last one. I probably already derailed my chain of thought anyway, but it is still Thursday, July 7th, 2022. It is 7:35 a.m. Yeah, if you want to know what preceded this, there's pretty much two videos back to back that precede this. Gosh, I was going to say how much I spent on gas at Costco and how much it was per gallon, and now I don't remember. Oh, here it is. So yeah, I said I was on fumes. It was like my gauge was way below empty. 11.21 gallons. Wow, it's only $4.69 a gallon. Oh my Lord. You know, can you think of how ridiculous that would have sounded 2 years ago, saying only $4.69 a gallon? I think $4.69 a gallon is the cheapest gas has been since I've got my car back with this new motor in it. Yeah, that's kind of surprising, and it's a good thing. I thought gas is just to keep climbing, because at one point it was up to like $5.69, $5.79 in places, but yeah, $4.69. Granted, that's Costco, and that Costco, from what I hear, is the cheapest place to get gas in all of Phoenix, with the exception of sometimes the Valero, which has been publicizing that he's selling gas at a loss just to help people, and that's at 20th Street, and it's not a Valero anymore. I don't even know what it's called anymore, but 20th Street and Osborne. But that's cash. You only get that price for cash. I'm doing this on a credit card, which I also get a cash back something on this as well. But so yeah, it was $52.69 to top it off, and it was 11.21 gallons. I think in theory that car only has an 11-gallon tank. So yeah, I was on fumes, all right. So, gosh, before I hit that message that size limit reached, I was talking about how Priscilla was offering to go get beverages, or go get me an apple fritter, and then she's like, well, I can't. She's like, you need to make a decision. Like sometimes I swear to God, she just doesn't understand, like, the mental, like, you think after 11 years together, like, she would understand that I have some mental health issues, that just some things I can't do, and if I ask her to do something, just pick something out, like you know what I like, like I gave you a description of either like a juice or tea, nothing, something cold, not carbonated. Like, just work within those parameters. As long as you're, I didn't say nothing diet, but she should know by now that I don't want anything that's freaking diet. I'm not into drinking saccharin. But yeah, she should, like, it shouldn't be that hard to figure out to like, just look at what the options are and get it. I mean, and she should know by now I prefer fountain drinks. Like, she comes back with cans and bottles. She came back with cans and bottles. She should know by now I definitely prefer fountain drinks. I mean, I don't require fountain drinks. I'm not going to complain about a can or a bottle, but generally speaking, coming from Circle K, my preference is fountain drink. And lately the way Circle K's have been, like, I never know when there goes another Phoenix Flower Shop van. So they definitely at least have two vans going. And that one there didn't have the whole logo on the left side, and the other one did have the whole logo on the left side. So she got kind of shitty and snippy with me about that. Well, then fine. I said, then she's like pressuring me, like, to tell her specifically what I want. Well, you know what they have? I'm like, I don't know what they have. I'm not there. How can I know what they have if I'm not there? If I can't see what they have, I don't know what they have. I know some of the things that they sometimes carry, but I don't know for sure that they have those unless I'm there and I can see that they have them. Why can't she? Why is that a hard concept for her? Like, just pick something out. or don't fucking bother. And I was just like, and that's like kind of said, it was just like, well, don't worry about it then. Just don't worry about it. So I think I got some tea in the fridge. And so I think I got some tea in the fridge, and that's the vet that stole my pug. I don't want to get into that story again, and I probably have already said it on this vlog, so that's a completely separate tragedy. Stole my pug and took advantage of my teenage daughter, who was a teenager at the time. I should have sued them over that, because they had her sign a paper giving them possession of the dog, and she was 16 or 17 at the time, and a 16 or a 17-year-old can't sign a contract like that. Their parent has to sign for that. So that signature that they used to take the dog was not even a valid signature. It was a signature of a minor. They needed to get my signature. And when I came back about it, I ended up calling the police and everything, but they were like, well, it's a civil matter and we can't do nothing, so you have to take them to civil court. And of course I never did, because that's so much work. Which is fine. What the fuck was I going to do with a pug anyway? The pug was adorable. It was this adorable puppy. It seemed to really, really like me. Anyway, God, every time I see that vet, I just think about that. It upsets me, the way they took advantage of me and stole the pug and just took advantage of my daughter and basically violated the law. Just maybe go to Google and leave a review and explain what happened. I can always do that. That's easy enough to do. So I'm sure I can't sue them now. I'm sure it's well past the statute of limitations. Oh, I wonder if Crystal's still there. Can't seem to stop thinking about her. Well, maybe next week I'll have a chance to get to know Georgia from Decant. She says she's been working at GYR3 for a month. Damn, look at this shit. My pants all wet because these assholes are watering the sidewalk. I hate places that water the sidewalk. Oh, I don't know where the hell I'm walking to. I may as well head back. I was going to get a drink from Circle K. I'm praying. My head is in such a negative space right now with wondering where the hell the so-called girlfriend is with, who she's staying the night with, since she allegedly doesn't have a boyfriend she stays the night with. God, I guess I am a cuck. And at this point, I can't kick her out, because she's definitely paid rent, and she's done it through PayPal, so there's a paper trail. I wouldn't lie about something like that anyway. But yeah, I got so frustrated. Just don't worry about it. Now, to her credit, she left and she was gone probably about 40 minutes. I don't know. I didn't time it. I probably should have. But when she came back, and I had just about fallen asleep by the time she came back, after making sweet love to myself, because I don't really have anyone else to do that with these days. Yeah, she came back and woke me up. I think I was asleep when she got back. If not, I was really close to it. But she handed me a bag with beverages in them, and there was 2 different types of tea that I didn't really know what they were, but okay, it looks like some kind of sweet tea in a can. Cool, that's all good. Those items meet the description of what I had asked for. And then she also gave me a bottle of apple juice. She asked which I wanted, and I just picked out one of the tea cans that looked, I don't know, the first one I touched. I'm not picky about that sort of thing. As long as it's not diet and it's not carbonated and it's not hot, as long as it's cold and it's sweet and it's tea. And I'm not familiar with this brand, but it looks okay. So, she's She's like, well, when do you get? I said, I don't know. Just the first one I grabbed. Because it's all the same to me. It's just a sweet beverage for me to drink. But at that point, I'd already gone to the fridge and got something else because she was gone for so long. Like, I don't understand how it takes her 30, 40 minutes to go to Circle K. I can go to QT and back in like 12 minutes, and I walk. Like, she drove. It was crazy to me. So yeah, she comes back and woke me up. I was not happy about that. And yeah, she woke me up, and yeah, I didn't open either of those beverages because I'd already, like, after. Oh, and then she ended up, like, swapping tea cans with me. She gave me a different one. She goes, that's hibiscus. And I'm like, okay. So I don't really know what that is. And translation, I don't really care what that is. Like, it's a can of tea. I don't give a fuck. And she's like, well, here, let me give you the other one. And I don't even remember what the other one was either. Peach, maybe? I don't know. Again, like, I'm completely indifferent. It doesn't make it's no never mind to me on that. So yeah, so she took the hibiscus back, which I'm a little disappointed about because I was kind of curious what a hibiscus tasted like, because I don't know, and I don't think I've ever experienced that, and I would have probably liked it or maybe didn't like it, but at least I would have had the experience and the knowledge of knowing whether I like it or don't like it. And now I was denied that knowledge. And the other one, I haven't even opened the other one. I just put it, as I already had a beverage that I was drinking by the time she finally showed up with beverages. I did eat a little bit of the apple fritter, and then I ended up waking up later at about noon, more or less, and I ate some more of the apple fritter and laid in bed awake for about 3 hours and farted around on YouTube and Reddit. Kind of regretting that I posted what was going on with me, because now I got some random Redditor calling me a cuck, or asking if I'm a cuck. I need to respond to him and ask how he defines that, because I've certainly heard different definitions for cuck. So I can't really answer his question without a definition of what that word means to him, because it might mean a completely different thing to him than it means to me. Because by my definition, I'm going to say no. And I'm not going to get into what my definition is of that, but the answer is no, by my definition. But maybe by his definition, I am, and I think by some people's definitions, I am, not by choice, not into that. I feel like I'm just a guy that's being taken advantage of, but probably, has it coming, because God knows how many times I've kind of slept around on her. So, and most of that was just due to me just being unhappy with her and saw an opportunity to maybe be happy. And there's a part of me that really resents the fact that every time I've met another woman that I feel like I could be happy with, like, she's ended up, like, getting possessive and driving that woman away from me. One of them I still follow on Snapchat. Name was Rosa. Yeah, I wonder if she even realizes I still watch her snaps. But yeah, she's been with the same white guy for quite some time now. She's with a name like Rosa. Of course, she's Latina. But yeah, and I don't know if things would have worked out with me and Rosa, but Priscilla didn't give it a chance to happen. It's just, oh, that's my man. Yeah, if you were there for me and satisfying me, I wouldn't have had time to be with Rosa. And there's some others. There's just one that particularly haunts me. There's certainly been some others. Anyway, that's a random place for a busted cone. Anyway, when she came, so when she climbed in bed, and she's like, it's like, oh, I'm taunting you, aren't I? I'm like, yeah. And then she goes, oh, and then what she said, like, just like, was just really, like, this is why I wish I was recording so I could remember all these things and actually have a copy of her saying this stuff. But wow, there's somebody in a hammock right there. That's freaking awesome. Wow. That's something I've never seen in this part before. Anyway, she said, oh, well, I just pooped, so I feel all gross, so that's not happening. That's what she said. That was her reason for, like, oh, like, fabulous. Like, couldn't have cleaned up after that? Did you not wipe your ass? I mean, what's the deal? Why is that a factor? And you know what time I get home, more or less. Like, you couldn't have done that before I got home. Cleaned yourself up before I got home. You were already up playing the bass your boyfriend gave you. You could have got yourself ready for me if that's something you wanted to do. Anyway, she's laying there, and I forget something about like, well, I said, yeah, I don't. I said, and when she said that, after she said that, I said, well, I just don't expect. I said, it's, you're never interested in doing anything like that with me anymore anyway. So I'm just, I'm at the point I don't even care anymore. Said something like that. I don't know exactly what I said. Again, like, I wish I had something recording it so I could rewind back and see exactly what I said, because I feel like I'm misquoting myself now. But I said something like that, and then she said, well, she goes, yeah, well, it's just bad timing. We just never have any. It just can't happen because we don't ever have any time together. And, like, I was home for the better part of 3 days. You were gone. Hello. I mean, granted, I ended up working half a shift on Saturday, but I mean, had she come into bed and had she, woke me up with some intimacy, as opposed to me waking up alone while she's doing whatever she's doing in the living room, the first thing I would have looked at when I woke up would have been her, as opposed to looking at my phone and saying, hey, look, a push-through message from Amazon. Oh, cool, I can work a shift today and be away from this relationship that makes me miserable. Yeah, I got home at... Hey, she could have stayed and hung out with me in the bar. That was an option. But as soon as I showed up at the bar, she jetted out on Saturday night. Don't tell me, oh, well, it doesn't happen because you're never here. And for that matter, she didn't have to go and get beverages. There were some beverages in the fridge. And it's not like delivery services aren't a thing anymore. And if she can spend money, like the bag that I got from her, the gift I got from her had a small bottle of champagne in it, as well as a bunch of munchies. I would say probably basically an adult Ladmo bag with a retail value, I would say, of about $8. And if she could spend $8 times however many friends that were there at her birthday party that she gave those bags to, she could certainly afford to have Postmates deliver an apple fritter and whatever she had for breakfast from Circle K, and 2 cans of tea and a bottle of juice and a coffee. Certainly she can afford that, right? So, well, I have to go to Circle K? No, you don't have to go to Circle K. You're choosing to go to Circle K and leave me here alone in this bed. That's a choice. Like, I understand when she has to go to work, she has to go to work, but she shouldn't have to go work later. And when she leaves, when she takes her breaks, because she gets breaks, she doesn't have to go outside and put a cigarette in her mouth. She could come into the bedroom and put me in her mouth. She could, but she's making that choice that is not me. So, more lies. Oh, yeah, but you're just never here. We don't have time together. And granted, we are working opposite shifts, but I mean, shoot, now it's 7:54. I got home at 6:20. Assuming that she's not at work, working in the office. And I don't know that. I don't know. She doesn't tell me. But assuming that she's not, like, we could have had some intimate time in the bedroom this morning. Hell, I would have been down to order beverages if she's down to stay in bed with me. And I got some beverages. Let's see, I still got in my bag, I still got the apple juice she gave me. I didn't bring it with. I think that's the only beverage I have in here. I think I drank the rest of my stuff now. No, I got an apple juice and a can of Coke in my bag right now. I'm sure I got some stuff in the fridge. And I mean, there's bottled water, room temperature, and cold bottled water. Since when isn't that enough? Since when isn't that good enough? Nah, just a load of shit. Just saying bullshit to try to ease her mind, make it look like it's my fault for not being there with her, I came home. I could have gone day drinking. I mean, granted, I didn't stay home. I've gone walking and just venting on this stupid vlog, but I just can't. The way I feel right now, I just can't bear to just be laying in bed alone, wondering when she's going to show up, And when she does show up, more likely than not, she'll just try to quietly go in, and I won't even realize she's there until I hear her voice going, well, I can't access this. I need to get the blah, 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 blah. Oh, when you're done, please complete the survey. And let Fidelity or whatever company the hell she works for know how my customer service was. It woke me up. It was loud. Yeah. God, I walked right past Circle K twice and I didn't stop and get my drink, and I got cotton mouth big time. Oh well, I got stuff in the fridge, I got stuff in my bag. But yeah, she didn't have to go to Circle K. If she wanted to stay in bed with me, she could have. And she was gone for about 45 minutes. Now granted, when she got back and then she gave me the stuff and then decided to let me pick which tea I wanted, and I just grabbed the first one I grabbed, and then she decided that I didn't want that one and gave me the other one. What's that about? What the fuck is that about? She's a great big C-U-T, there's an N left out. What's that about? Yeah. God. But yeah, she went to said she'd be thankful she woke me up in time for work, though, because I was sleeping like a rock. I definitely would have overslept work today. I missed my second alarm. I forget what time it was, but there was still a push-through notice telling me I missed the alarm when I was at my first break at work, looking at push-through notices on my phone. Yeah, so she looks like a carob tree. I love carob trees. And granted, when they're in bloom, they smell like hot sex, but I just dig carob trees. And not just for that reason. Just throwing that out there, though. I just like trees in general. It's one of the reasons I like staying in this neighborhood. Is for a Phoenix neighborhood, it's got a lot of nice mature trees. So yeah, I think she just left the room at that point. Didn't come back in the entire rest of the day, I don't think, other than when she came in to wake me up, because certainly the 3 hours I was laying awake, I'm sure she went outside and had a couple of smoke breaks, at least one, but plus she gets a lunch break. There was a time when she had that job where she would just come in and jump my bones for her lunch break, and I'd bring her food that she could munch on between calls afterwards. But now she's could do that. She doesn't. There's not a lot of time between the time the time she gets off work and the time I have to go to work, but there's definitely some overlap time in the morning. There definitely is. And she could be making use of that for us to have, something. And I mean, yeah, what I do on Saturday is I do need that time to work on my music library and break my stuff down. or on Friday, I mean, in my show on Thursday. But I mean, she could certainly come to my karaoke show on Thursday as well. It's my understanding most Thursday nights she goes to Kimmy's karaoke show. Now, granted, mine's a bit further of a drive, and she has to be around black people. But you know, apparently that's the problem. I don't know. Although supposedly the boyfriend that she has now, that's not me, is black, so I don't know where she stands on that. Anyway, I gotta wrap this up. Thanks for listening if you actually did.